The investigators from the FBI were worried that a prisoner would not be able to escape even after being freed from jail. How did 3 prisoners manage to get away from the authorities without being noticed? The most unexpected thing was that, for the following 10 hours, the jail staff was unable to locate any evidence of their escape. 3 high-ranking U.S. agencies had worked closely with the FBI to solve this case as well. We are discussing a jailbreak that has not only grown more difficult over the previous 60 years, but has also become a mystery to the world. Only 22 acres wide, this little island in the Pacific Ocean was formerly home to some of the world's most dangerous criminals. Built on a huge stone in the sea, Alcatraz is a well-known island. This is why it is also called the Rock. First, this island is surrounded by the ocean from a distance. Second, a 15-foot-high fence has also been erected around it for extra protection. Along with the 24-foot-7 monitoring of the jail sergeants, because it is in the opening of the Pacific Ocean, strong winds and high waves always surround this island. Looking at all these conditions, it was declared a federal prison in 1934, where more security was given than the limit. In short, if anyone came here once, it was impossible to get out of it. This jail was classified as inescapable, but on July 12, 1962, the whole illusion of Alcatraz was broken when 3 prisoners deceived the security here and escaped. The main characters in this story are these 4 people, including John William Anglin and Clarence Anglin, who were brothers. They were kept here in a bank robbery case. After that, this is Frank Morris, who has been seen in jail on and off since the age of 13. He was also kept in Alcatraz because of a bank robbery. Finally, this is Alan West, who has tried to escape from other prisons many times before. That's why he was kept in Alcatraz for maximum security. Alan West has been in this jail for a long time. That's why he knows more about the jail compound than anyone else. The idea of escaping from Alcatraz was first told to these people by Alan West in 1960. Alan had found a loophole in Block B of the jail, from where it was possible for him to escape to some extent. Now, the problem is that they were found in all 4 lunch breaks, but their cells were not in Block B. They kept trying to shift them to Block B. It was their good fortune that the jailer shifted them to Block B, and they were also next to each other. Their first target had been completed. All 4 prisoners had shifted to Block B together. No one knew what they were cooking in their own cells for the next 2 years. On July 12, 1962, as per routine, the jail staff left at 7 in the morning to pick up all the prisoners. When the counting was done in the assembly, 3 prisoners were missing. When the staff checked all the cells again, Frank Morris, along with Anglin brothers, was found sleeping on his own bed in Block B. He did not find this at all normal, and he tried to pick them up by going inside the cell. Meanwhile, what he sees is that only dummy heads were lying on the beds of all 3 cells. Yes, all 3 of them had run away, and he had put this dummy head made of soap, plaster, and concrete. One of them fell to the ground and broke, which can also be seen in this photo. Seeing this scene, the entire jail staff had lost their minds. They thought that they could not go out of Prisoners Island. They started searching the entire island, but could not find their name and sign anywhere. Everyone was being tormented by one thing, that in such high security, if not 1, but 3 prisoners ran away. Then how did they run away? Remember that Alan West was not among these fugitives, whose actual plan was all this. The investigation team was called, and the FBI was also reported. It was seen that all 3 of them broke the small vent on the wall of their cell and came out. It was surprising when not 3, but 4 cells were damaged on the side of the wall. Yes, This fourth vent was of Alan West's cell, which for some reason failed to get out of its vent. Alan West had now come to know that there was no chance of his survival. Therefore, he thought it best to tell the investigators the whole plan. Here, Alan confessed that the whole plan was actually his. He had made these dummy heads, and he had stolen the hair in it during the haircut in jail. There was a small vent on the back wall of all 4 cells, which was 5 by 9.5 inches in size. Alan knew the loophole of these cells because he had also worked in jail maintenance. He knew that its walls were only 6 inches thick, and the hole in the vent could be easily enlarged. For 6 months, all 4 prisoners searched for a chance to dig around this vent. They used the help of spoons stolen from the kitchen, while in the end, they also made a drill machine from the vacuum cleaner motor of the jail. In order to keep this excavation a secret, they used to put their musical instruments or some other equipment in front of it. All this work was done especially during the musical hour, when there is a lot of noise in the jail block. The vent was in a corridor where there was no security. From here, a drain pipe goes directly to the roof of the block, where they often worked for maintenance. In Alcatraz, prisoners were asked to do maintenance work to keep them busy. These 4 prisoners also used to go to the roof to do maintenance, and on this pretext, they used to check every little thing for their escape plan. From the roof, they used another pipe to get down and then escaped by climbing the 15-foot tall fence of the island. They had completed all their preparations, including a rubber raincoats, and had already made an inflatable raft for themselves. These raincoats were given by the jail administration, which they were collecting from time to time. In addition to this, they had also made something like a life jacket for themselves from the raincoats, which would save them from drowning in the water if the raft did not work. But the real question for the FBI was still that where are the escaping prisoners now? According to their 4th partner, Alan West, they had to first cross Angel Island in the north of Alcatraz and land in the mainland, where there is almost no security. From there, they had to steal a car and some clothes. All the mainlands around Alcatraz were searched, but no reports of theft or robbery were found anywhere. The prisoners who escaped by deceiving the Impossible security went to the sea, or the story of Alan West was also made to deceive the FBI. None of the 3 were found anywhere. The footprints on the roof of Block B, where all these things were made, that secret workshop, and the pipe on which they were hanging down, after seeing the footprints on it, it was verified that the story of Alan West is not false. Now, along with the FBI, the Coast Guards, Bureau of Prison, and the U.S. Marshal Service were also included in this case and began searching for prisoners in the sea. But they did not find any prisoners anywhere, nor any raft or life jacket. This was going to become a mystery case instead of a police case. Within the next 4 days, the Coast Guards found a paddle made of floating wood, which is believed to be part of that raft. After that, they also found 2 bags made of raincoats, which contained the personal belongings of the prisoners, such as family photos and letters. It was assumed that all 3 prisoners did not reach the mainland alive because these items are such that no prisoner leaves them easily. Any dead body starts floating on the surface of the water after 2 days. But for the next few months, the investigation team did not find any body or any body part. One theory is also that all 3 prisoners would have reached the mainland by swimming, if not by raft. Because after the escape in 1962, the FBI had a close eye on the Anglin brothers' family. One of his nephews, David Winder, told the FBI that John and Clarence's elder brother told his sisters at the time of his death that his brothers were safe and were in contact with them. Many family members also told the FBI that 2 women were seen in strange makeup on small and big days in the family, which perhaps John and Clarence only come in disguise. But after that, those two women were never seen. In addition to this, 15 years after the escape, the cousin of the Anglin brothers saw the two brothers in a club in Brazil and captured their photo. His family also believes that they are the Anglin brothers, but the investigators of the US Marshals Service believe that the person in this photo is not of the same age as the Anglin brothers. This was the last time the Anglin brothers were reported alive. The next year after the escape, Alcatraz was closed. In 1979, the FBI also officially lifted the case. Now only the US Marshals Service is where this case is still open, and it will remain open until either the prisoners are not caught, their dead bodies are not found, or they are not 99 years old. Alcatraz Island has been transformed into a national park today, where tourists can see the same areas of Block B where 60 years ago the Anglin brothers, Frank Morris and his companions, Alan West, were imprisoned. I hope you will like the story of Alcatraz. Thank you very much for your loving comments. Please subscribe for more interesting stories.